Yeah, what's up, bro? Wait, you want to be a male nurse? Huh? Nah, bro. You can't be a male nurse, bro. Like, nah, that's not acceptable. Sorry. Okay, what's your parents saying about this? I mean, I know you shouldn't be doing things to please your parents, but what are they saying about it? You see? Exactly. Nah, no way, Jose. You can't be a male nurse, bro. I'm sorry, but you can't do that. Oh, man, he hung up on me. I'm not trying to discourage him or nothing like that. And like I said, when it comes to your career and your lifelong future and shit like that, it shouldn't have to be dependent upon your parents. But a male nurse, man, I don't know. Let's get into the context, though.
Top off the field, smoke his ass, nigga, top up. Top off the field, smoke his ass, nigga, top up. Now let's be facts.
Please say something good.
I want to be a nurse.
No.
Oh my God. All right. Okay. First of all, Blueface, he could have been joking. All right, he could have been joking. The way he said it. The way he said it was in a joking matter, because a lot of people got upset by this. He's like, oh, the personal attack started, like, oh, he should rather be a male nurse than a rapper that can't rap on beat and all of that crap. You know how they be. You know how they are in the comment section. And I'm like, bro, first of all, he don't even rap off beat anymore. And second of all, this is only a story because he made it from rapping off beat. You know what I'm saying? It definitely caught him off guard. All right, I'll admit that. Now to the social aspect about this topic right here, right? Because I had commented on this. You already know, because I'm like, what's wrong with Blueface not wanting his son to be a male nurse? That's not even. It don't necessarily have to be degrading nursing for men. It don't have to be that. So what is exactly wrong with Blueface, wanting more out of his son? You know what I'm saying? But the question, the social aspect of this, the question comes up, like, has your parents ever discouraged you from doing something you wanted to do? Like lifelong career, something like that. You tell your parents, or you just, you just talking probably talking to yourself or something like that. And your parents like, no, son, you can't do that. You got to do this. You got to do that. Or no, daughter, you got to do this. You got to do that. Anything along those lines. Like, has your parents ever discouraged you? Like you tell them, and pretty much the response you get is like, no, you got to do something else. Has that ever happened to you? And or you tell them some ideas you have, and they give you so much negativity in their response that is like, you just second guess it, you just rethink it, like you don't even want to do that shit anymore. Because there's a lot of people out there, I will admit I'm one of them, who you want to please your parents. Like, you want your parents to be proud of you, even though they should be proud of you anyway, for the most part. There's outliers. I'm not even gonna front. There's definitely outliers to where parents, I would understand if they're disappointed in their kids. Parents is human too, okay? They want to be able to show off their kids. They want to be able to say like, yeah, that boy, he came out of me. Some crazy shit like that. But parents, I know parents deep down, they probably never tell you that, but parents deep down would sit back and be like, yeah, that young phenom right there, he came out of me. I'm the reason he's here right now. That kind of thing. I know there's parents out there who feel that way. So parents do be wanting to show off their kids. I know there's outliers. It's like, that's not, I don't claim him right now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. And that would cause a lot of kids, to want to do things to make their parents proud, make them pleased with them, pleased with their decisions in life. But like I said, you can't do everything to please your parents. You know what I'm saying? And my question comes up, like as a follow-up question after the, has your parents ever discouraged you? It's like, why do they do that? Like, why do parents discourage you or give such negativity in their response to an idea you have, or to your future goals or something like that? Like, why do they do that? And then I started to realize it comes from a place of fear. Most of the time, parents are fearful for their kids' futures and stuff like that. That's why if you was to ever tell your parents who worked their whole lives that you wanted to start a business or start a gaming channel, start streaming, or anything along those lines, they would be on the fence about it. Like, they wouldn't be comfortable with you doing that. But go ahead and tell them you're about to go to law school or med school or anything along those lines that has you on the, you know, the normal path, kind of, not necessarily, because not everybody's going to law school or med school, but the normal path of getting a job and working, you know. Tell them you're doing that, and they're all for that. That's all gravy right there. But tell them you want to do something non-conventional, and the response would be completely different. It's out of fear. Also, this is another thing too. It's out of, like, maybe they done something in their past. Maybe they had started a business before that didn't work out. Or maybe they had ideas and plans and their parents shut it down too. So it's just natural for them to want to shut your plans down too. That's why some kids, you know, don't even tell their parents what they're about to get into. Business-wise, job-wise, or something like that. It'd be little factors like that that comes into play. So you may bring something up to your parents and they may full disagree with it. Just think about it from their perspective. They're human too. They grew up in a different society. They grew up in a time where go to school, get a job, work the rest of your life pretty much. Now we growing up in a time where we're not trying to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's different for them. That's why. And that's where the fear comes in, because they're not aware of this type of job, you know, this type of career path. They're not aware of it. Fearful. Now in Blueface's case, you know, he comes from a rich, you know, kind of privileged right now. So his fears is going to be different from the fears of a poor family, you know, poor household. A poor parent's fears is going to be different from a rich parent's fear. Completely different. Blueface's fear now is going to be more along the lines of, okay, he wants to do a regular job. Like, is that what he's trying to do? He's trying to be regular in life. You know what I'm saying? Then that's another little thing I defend Blueface here. Now, we don't know Blueface's motive, like his intention in saying no like that when his son said he wanted to be a nurse. But I had to think, maybe just to rationalize that a little bit, maybe he wants his son to be a multimillionaire like him. That's how I rationalized it. Because other than that, I don't understand why he wouldn't want his son to be a nurse. But maybe he wants his son to be a multimillionaire. Carry on the legacy. Maybe he would want his son to be another rapper too. Like, you never know. You know, following in his footsteps or something like that. There's nothing wrong with that. And, you know, just a little, you know, controversy. Okay. I was thinking too, other than the fact that maybe he would want his son to be a rapper too, or not necessarily have to be a rapper, but just a multimillionaire in the future. Maybe he would want his son to be respected in life and not be minimal. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, they make a lot of money. Male nurses do make good money. But there's a reason why there's a term called male nurse. You know what I'm saying? In the grand scheme of everything, male nurses is a male nurse, okay? I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. It's called male nurse. The numbers favor of, not the pay, but the numbers in terms of the amount of women nurses compared to male nurses is completely off scale. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the term male nurse, you know, they don't really get respected like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even me trying to discourage anyone from doing that. Like, bro, if you're about to go to med school and you want to be a nurse, I'm nobody to tell you otherwise, and nobody else should tell you otherwise. But in Blueface's case, let me just leave it to them because they're the topic of this conversation. In Blueface's case, he's a multimillionaire. Maybe he wants his son to be that way, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? That should be his only rationalization for not wanting his son to be a nurse. Only thing that's acceptable in my opinion. But let me know what y'all think. I'm curious what y'all think about this, all right? Now, the question comes up, you know, parents and future parents, would you discourage your kids from hypothetically doing something like, bro, fathers out there, would you discourage your son from going to nursing school to become a nurse? Something like that. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up too, would Blueface have said no like that if his son said he wanted to be a firefighter or a police officer or mechanic or something like that, you know, more traditionally male-dominated industries? That was my follow-up question. I wish I could have asked him that. You know, because maybe he didn't want his son to be a male nurse, you know. Okay. Let me know what y'all think though, man. If you made it to another video, I really appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Click the link in my description, book that consultation. Thank you. More videos coming soon, man. Heading to the gym. Ah!